Hey everybody, welcome back to Complete Trader Academy's daily review. Today is March 8th, Wednesday, 2023. So we had a day here, price opened up, went back into the previous day candle by a small amount, then came down, almost took out that low, maybe about like by 7 points, missed it, and then rallied back up and is stuck here. All right, so now this day is about to close in a couple minutes. We're going to have this massive imbalance here, kind of like how we had here. So as far as the order flow goes, it's all going to depend. We have still news. We still have NFP news on Friday. So the problem with that is that could be the catalyst to either push it up and then down. So as we've been mentioning in the previous videos, we had this imbalance and price came up in it and then got most of it, left that piece of imbalance there, came down. So I'm thinking that we might see either choppy for the next couple days, kind of like this, where so pretend this here, these two candles here with the big imbalance and this candle is this scenario. So we're either going to open up the next day, open up, chop down, come back up, be a choppy day like today, and then wait for Friday to push up. Well, in this case here, push up and then have it come down. It all depends. Or we're just going to save this for Friday and we're going to work our way up a little bit into here, into this area, and then come back down. Either way, it's one of these going to happen. You got to watch Asia and London. Let's go into a smaller time frame real quick so you can see this. Actually, I'm going to go to a 4-hour real quick, break it down. So you see we got this massive imbalance still. Price hasn't even tapped right there. So we're expecting, as you see here, this is what I call shakeout, speakering out, making lows, highs. So I'm expecting now to take this high is what I'm saying. Kind of like this flow here, right? So, and we'll go to a 1 hour. You'll see that we have that and massive imbalance. We can at least tap right there with the news, or at least into this wick or something in that nature. I'm not saying that we have to go that far, but you can see here that we're ready to rev up and go up. Unless we kind of come up and then just come back down. They use the news to come down, take out all this, right? And then later we will then settle by coming back up. But and then they leave this as a dangling carrot for another future time. Who knows? But this is where I'm at right now. As you see this daily, generally, we go to a 5-minute here. And then in the 5-minute, now follow here. So here's the deal. When we opened up here, we're literally sideways for a while. We end up gapping at 6 in the morning, 6:25. Yep. And then when we gap down, I'm following order flow. I'm trusting order flow in this scenario. Yes, I know I kind of wanted to come up here. But yes, I still want to come down and take these lows out. But I want to follow order flow because this is, everybody's expecting for it to come up as well, right up here. So if you're following order flow, you're looking, you made a low, okay, 740. You're up and down, you're up and down. This is a 5-minute chart. And you'll see here that, where is my gap? I think I deleted it. Anyways, so price came down, made a low, came up, came down, and I'm not doing shit because I know the news is going to be nuts, which is at 10 o'clock, Powell speaking again. So you had been a buyer here? Yes. For a quick scalp? Sure. Not quick, but I mean quick enough. Yes. Why? Because you want to take it to the intention of taking out this gap. I'm not interested because I thought it might blow the top off, right? So I'm watching it do its thing. So you see it takes out this high, fills up this imbalance, and then comes right back down and price is sitting here. So sure enough, I'm watching order flow. That's a lower high than that lower high, right? So then price comes down, comes back up into this wick, 50% of it. That's exactly what I look for if it's going to hold bearish. Sure enough, it did. And then sinks down, right? All the way down. Now this is news at 10 o'clock. We come down here, we take out, it's a break of structure, we're following order flow, we're down here, price whips all the way back, plays around, comes back in to this block. Now I need to go to a 1 minute so you can see it. and you will see here, all right, back to 10 o'clock, news came down, came up, came into this block right here, all right, it's holding, came back down, didn't take out that low. Okay, so either we're gonna bust all the way up, is what my thinking is, or this is creating an equal low where it's going to be multiple liquidity pools now built, engineered, so we can come down and take it out, right? But we're bearish order flow. Remember, just follow lower low. Where's your lower high? Well, I know the trick here. If this is your lower high, this is your lower low, and you get this lower high here, doesn't mean this is the final lower high. What they do is when they get here and they get so close and they don't take it out, they're just going back up to make the real lower high. So it's a shakeout in a way, but to keep it still bearish, this is the real lower high. So it comes right into this block. If it was going to go above, then we would have been waiting for a break up and then a retrace to buy and then go up. But if you're following order flow, it stayed in this block. So then it came down, still didn't take it out. Now this is looking real juicy, still not taking out. Retraces, now we're holding, right? We're not in the trade yet, but we're expecting bearish order flow. So price comes up, comes down, taps it, takes the liquidity there. But now this is a new lower low. So if this is a new lower low, where's my lower high? Well, someone would say, oh, well, I'm expecting to sell here, but this is not even 50% of the range. I don't trust that. That's an engineered internal lower high, just kind of like how this was engineered. These two, boom, took it, right? So I'm expecting a lower high to come up here. And if it comes back up here, I know it's coming in this block. And if it breaks above there, then we have a whole different game plan, right? So price comes in, taps in. You could have been a seller right there. Okay, as soon as it taps in this block right here. Now, I'm going to wait for some type of order flow. Market was very shady a little bit, and generally US 30 is lately. So what I do is I wait for some type of imbalance or retrace into a block, which I wasn't trusting the blocks. I'm waiting for an imbalance. That's what I waited for. There's your imbalance right there. Then it peaks in, doesn't break above that high. That's where your stop loss is. Where are you taking it? Well, we have projections here of 150, and I have this low that I wanted to take out, but we didn't. So 1.5 standard deviation right there. If you do the measurement between this low and this high, so this would be the swing. So I'm measuring it from this level, from A to B, instead of it being A, B, and C. So it would be the C to the B, right? So backwards, you're measuring this swing from this lower low to lower high, but you put the point A here to point B here, you project it down, because this is your retracement, that your initial retracement from coming down when it breaks. When it breaks these levels here, then you're measuring the retracement. All right, hope this is making sense. But you retrace it from here to here, get it down to $1.50. Look at the 1.5 standard deviation. Look it to the right. Look how it smacks it perfectly. Doesn't take this low. When it doesn't take this low, I know we're heading up. Why? Because we only been selling, number one. Number two, we do have order flow breaking up right here and holding, and then breaking up right here. And as you can see, price comes right back into that block nicely, comes into this imbalance. Boom, you're an immediate buyer, and then creates order flow. Comes up. Yes, you're going to get some type of retracement. This imbalance holds price as a support, and it doesn't break lower. If it broke lower, you'd have a problem. See that? All right, so that being the case, you're taking that. Where am I taking it? In general, I know that we have this high, and all that liquidity and the big massive imbalance up there. So this is the turning point as of now, what I'm hoping. So you're taking, as far as this trade goes, I'm taking 80% right here when it smacks this level. And sure enough, I'm definitely already out of the trade, and I'm worried about this trade. And now taking it up to this daily imbalance here that we've drawn on the daily. You see that big massive imbalance right there. So that's your first goal right there, right? So it might not hit it, but if you did the retracement here, so this retracement from level this A to B, so you're now, if you're going up, you're gonna measure the first retracement that happens, just like this would happen here. All right, so A to B, which is, this is A to B, your projection. I've already, see this 150, you see this 1.5 standard deviation right here. Generally, you'll take at least a partial from here, and then you can take, so in this case, for here, this trade, when it took out, when you took this trade and it came down, you can take 50% here. I suggest 80% because it's at the end of the road, in my opinion. Or if you want to take all of it, take all of it. I mean, in this case, because you're at the bottom of a range, as far as here goes, you can take 80% here. You can take 50% here and then leave the other 50%. You can divide the other 50% as far as going all the way up, or you can take an extra additional 30% and make that 80% here, and then leave that runner for the 20. But you might catch in a new trade on the next day on a retrace here. We'll see. But that's general how the flow is going. Now, as far as additional confluence of how I'm catching this, you'll see that we have NAS stronger as far as taking out the higher highs, but I'm looking at it as a liquidity grab as far as purging. You see here that we were equal on the S&P, and when it's a little bit, when it's the exact same number, and then the Dow Jones was coming down, we got up, we got sideways, and we got down. Well, in this case, I decided to pick and take that trade of the first sell because, number one, the Dow Jones is sometimes generally the leader in price, meaning wherever that's going, that's where it's going, and the other ones are catching up. So that's how I look at it. So the Dow Jones is the more relative weakness in this, but it is the strength in direction. So I'm gonna take this guy and add him with me. See this line here for the ES? I'm gonna take it and count it as confluence with this, and this be the divergence that I'm looking for to take the sell. What's the other piece of confluence that I have? I have the dollar right here. You see here at 10 o'clock, I'm sorry, 10:30 here, you see that the price, and this is obviously a wild day because you see the dollar moving, but you see the dollar here doing a big turnaround. So once it comes back up and it comes back down, we still know we have these juicy highs right here, and we still have some imbalance of price in here. So when the price of dollar is coming up at this time, I'm saying, okay, if the dollar is going to go up and we have good opportunity, and we see that the indexes are coming down, then I'm gonna be strong in this opinion as far as the sell goes, and then as far as the buy goes. When you get to a consolidation in a dollar, here's an extra tip here. The dollar, when it's consolidating, that means it gives opportunity, because we're consolidating, right? We have the opportunity for price to move everywhere else, because now the dollar consolidates. When the dollar consolidates, doesn't mean that everything else is going to freeze either. It can, but in general, you're going to get, the price is going to start busting out in places, knowing that this is the accumulation stage, this is the lower level, knowing that we've made order flow this way pretty clean, knowing that we have all this imbalance there. All right, so as far as tomorrow goes, again, as I said, it's going to be anybody's game here, but at the same time, you got, my agenda is still coming down here, and then also my agenda is to fill up this imbalance. All right, you guys take care. God bless.